Hello and welcome to this new video. Today I want to quickly talk about a topic which is called apathy. Or basically when you feel like very indifferent and you have no motivation, no energy to do basically anything. Because like a couple of days ago, 1.5 weeks ago, I experienced this extreme apathy, and I want to share how I came out of it and the thing that I learned from my mentor, how I can, or also how you can come out of this state of extreme indifference, extreme apathy, where you have no energy and you basically want to do nothing. So enjoy the video. So first of all, the question is, if you don't know really what apathy is, I would define it as you have the sensation or the feeling like you're not feeling anything, like there's no motivation to do anything, there's no energy, there's no joy in life. And you might have experienced this sometimes, like you lie in bed, you don't know what to do, you could physically get up and do something, for example, go to the fridge and eat something, but there's just no energy, no motivation, nothing inside that motivates you to do this. And people from the outside, if they don't really know you, would assume that you maybe might be depressed or anything. But yeah, you probably just apathetic and have the feeling of indifference. So this is the difference between being depressed and feeling this state of apathy. And according to David Hawkins, this apathy is like a level of consciousness, a certain level, and this is a very low level of consciousness. And according to him, the lower the level of consciousness, the lower the energy you have. And this is also the reason why you feel very low energy and why you have no energy to do anything. Okay, so the next question is, why do we feel this apathy, or why do we come into this state of apathy, into this very low energy state? Basically, it's very, very logical and simple. Is when we are in states or when we are in situations where we spend a lot of energy, where we lose a lot of energy, then we usually fall down into this apathy, and this is the reason. Usually, why do we spend some energy? Because we don't do this in a conscious way. It happens when we force ourselves too much to do things that we usually don't want to do. And this constant overcoming of this inner resistance, okay, I don't want to do it, but I still force myself to do it. This constant overcoming of the resistance sucks a lot of energy, and at some point you're just done. You don't have the energy anymore, and you feel and you fall into the state down into apathy, where you are this emotionless, hopeless person with no joy in life, basically, for some couple of days. Okay, very important, what I'm not talking about is feeling a bit lazy or feeling a bit like you don't want to do things, and all this whole, you just have to do things anyway, even if you don't feel like it. This is a different topic. I mean, forcing something to do things that you don't want to do that leads to apathy is like things that are like fundamentally more against what you really want to do, like against your values. For example, you might have a job that you hate, where you have a boss or a supervisor that's not your favorite person, and who's also treating you badly or poorly and with disrespect. And the problem is, this makes you probably angry. This makes you you don't want to go there to your job, but you need money. You go to this job anyway, and you force your inner resistance to do it. And this costs a lot of energy. And in general, anger, feeling angry is also an emotion that costs you a lot of energy usually. You might know this after you fight, for example, with your girlfriend or with friends or with your parents. After that, you don't feel energized, you feel very low usually. This is because anger is an emotion that costs a lot of energy. So all of these situations, doing something that you don't want to do, forcing yourself to things you don't want to do, and bringing yourself into situations where you feel angry, leads to apathy. Knowing this, now I want to talk about what you can do when you feel apathetic, and also what you can do to not even let this apathy arise, or not even to fall down into apathy. So, if you have this state of apathy, and if we feel low and have no energy, the thing is, what should we do and what should we not do? What should we avoid? Usually what most people do, and what I also used to do, is because we listen to all this motivational stuff and just do it anyway, don't listen to your emotions, which is, true to a degree. But the thing is, if we are so low, and if you have experiences, you cannot move, basically, you cannot get out of bed. We have our goals and we think, okay, we are feeling so low and I'm so unproductive right now because I'm just lying in bed. I just have to work, I just have to do it anyway, I have to overcome my laziness, my depression maybe, and do it anyway, and work and hustle again to achieve our goals. The thing is, this is the complete wrong thing to do, because the thing is, we have no energy at all, and we try to fight this by taking action, for example, but we don't have the energy to achieve anything, and then we fall back into apathy, we fall back into the state of, okay, I really can't do anything right now. And usually what happens is that we experience a lot of shame and guilt, because we feel guilty that we're not working. Then we try to work, and then we feel ashamed that we don't have the energy to do it. This is usually the cycle that we fall into, and the thing that's not good and we shouldn't do, because it doesn't work simply. So the thing is that you should do, and it's very easy and against all the mainstream personal development advice is, this is what my mentor told me, this state, when you really feel this low, the only thing you should do is do nothing. Allow yourself to do nothing and allow yourself to recharge your energy reserves, basically. And a lot of people ask, okay, but then I'm not productive, and then I can't achieve anything, and my goals I set back my goals because I'm not working right now, and I'm losing a couple days maybe. But the thing is, in the state you are in right now, you're not productive anyway. You're not achieving anything anyway. So the most productive thing in such a situation is to do nothing and to allow yourself to recharge and to show yourself some self-love and some self-respect. Because this is a huge thing for me. I never allowed myself to take a break. I never allowed myself to rest, for example, even though I needed the rest. And this is why I had these phases of apathy a lot, where I wasn't productive at all. So yeah, my advice is, if you are experiencing apathy, accept that you are feeling apathetic right now and show yourself some self-love. Okay, I'm really not feeling good right now. I really need to rest. I really need some more energy right now. So I'm not doing anything. I allow myself to not go to the gym. I allow myself to not work maybe. If you're self-employed, you can do this easily. If you're not self-employed, maybe you don't go to work and tell your boss that you're not feeling good. Maybe you just eat junk food. If eating healthy is a hurdle for you, or takes some discipline, you might just order a big fat pizza. So here's another analogy for you. If you really love someone, for example your parents, your mother, for example, or let's say your father, and she really doesn't feel good, you know and you see physically that she's exhausted, what would you do to such a person that you really love? You would tell her, okay, take a rest, don't do anything right now, I take care of you right now. And this love that you show this other person, this acceptance and this respect for not doing anything, this is something that you have to show yourself in such a situation and allow yourself to not do anything. Because if you are like me and if you're into, okay, I want to be successful, you might have problems with this as well, that you just allow yourself to do nothing and to rest, for example. So yeah, this is basically my advice, long story short. Accept the apathy and allow yourself to do nothing, show yourself some self-love, and you will see after, maybe it will take some days, but after you allow yourself to do nothing, you feel more energized again, and you have more energy, and you somehow feel motivated again, okay, to do something, because then you realize your goals and you have the energy, and then you really want to work again. And this can take some days, sometimes it will take a week, but yeah, it's important that you give yourself that time. Very quickly at the end, I also want to talk about how you can avoid apathy before you even fall into the state of apathy. So we already know you fall into apathy if you are in an energy sucking state, or if you're forcing yourself to something that you don't really want to do. So the simple thing is, okay, we should avoid these energy sucking states, and we should avoid forcing ourselves too often and too much into, or to do things that we don't really want to do. This is very simple. For example, what are energy sucking states? Usually anger is a state that's sucks a lot of energy. And for example, how does anger arise? It's usually when you are not living according to your values, and somebody is holding you the mirror in front of you, and you see, okay, fuck, I'm not living according to my values right now. So this can make yourself angry, anger about yourself, and this is energy sucking. Then you might end up in apathy. Or what is also makes you angry, for example, when people treat you poorly and treat you with disrespect, and you don't have the balls to set boundaries and tell those people to stop you. Basically, pleasing makes you usually angry about yourself, because you don't have the balls to set the boundaries. Yeah, and this anger also leads to apathy. And another thing, it's also, again, doing things that you absolutely hate, you absolutely don't want to do. One example is, I used to be, for example, in police training, because my father in 2018, 2019 told me I should get a normal and good job, and it's very secure. So yeah, I went to the police, and everyone in the classroom hated me. I was super lonely in this class. For example, when I was too late, standing in front of this door and knowing, okay, the class already started, now I have to knock onto the door and then walk the walk of shame into the back of the class. Oh man, I hated this, and I more and more felt like this apathy, that I couldn't get up in the morning and I don't wanted to go to this class anymore, because it was something I just didn't want to do, because it wasn't according to my goals. I wanted to be an entrepreneur back then even, and to be free, and I know, okay, what I'm doing right now is not according to my goals, and it's nothing I want to do. So over the time, like forcing myself to still do it, I felt this apathy. So we should ask ourselves if we are feeling, or before we feel apathy, okay, is the thing that I'm doing right now the thing that I truly want to do, or am I forcing myself to something that I don't want to do? This is one question. Another question is, okay, where am I not living to my values? And there we have to be honest to ourselves. For example, because we often listen to things that are not true to us, or that other people tell us that is good for us, and this can be against your values even though you don't really realize it. For example, you want to be also an entrepreneur. Let's say you want to be an entrepreneur, and then you have the opportunity to do this great job, this so-and-so quote-unquote great job, and then you do it because society or maybe your parents tell you that it's a good job and that you should do it. You do it, and it's not really the thing that you truly want to do. This would be an example that you're not true to your values. This can lead to you being angry. Maybe you don't realize it right now, but like in a couple of years from now you probably would realize it. And the other question you should ask yourself is, where am I pleasing? Where am I, for example, treated with disrespect and I don't have the balls to open my mouth? And then you probably know the answer what you should do. You stop, please. You stop living not according to your values. You start living according to your values, and this is how you instantly feel better. You instantly don't feel this anger anymore. You instantly have more energy, and this is how you avoid the state of apathy. This is what I learned from my mentor, and I'm not perfect at it, avoiding apathy. Like I said, I had once, a couple of days ago, I had this phase of apathy, and it was very unproductive, but I allowed myself to do nothing, to not go to the gym, to not eat healthy all the time, to not wake up early. I allowed myself to do this, and now a couple of days later I had the energy again, and I was feeling motivated again. I look at my goals again and say, okay, let's work towards those goals. This is helpful to me, and I hope this will help you as well, this little insight. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.